Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. My name is Kenny. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification button as well. That way, when we come out with a video, you'll get a notification. And if you like the content today, definitely give us a thumbs up. If you're coming back to the channel, welcome back. Happy holidays. Good to see you. I know it has been a very long time, very long time. Typically I don't do a lot of videos anymore because you run out of content, right? Content creators, man, thumbs up to you because it is not always easy. But I got a email, and it was basically saying, "Hey, Kenny, would you mind doing a video talking about the process of getting your CDL?" Which I said, "Man, that actually would make a really good video. I haven't seen a lot of content here on YouTube about that, and if I do, it's not really in depth. So I want to kind of go in depth about what that process looks like." That being said, this video is going to kind of be long, probably long. So if you're not looking to get a CDL, maybe a video you may not want to watch. Hopefully you do, but it's going to be long. I'll try to make it as short, quick as I can. I'll be looking off because I've got a lot of notes here. I got my CDL back in 2007. All right. So it's been 18, 19 years. We'll just say 20 years, long time. Things have changed. Some things are still the same, but it's been a minute. So I'll be looking at some notes here and there. So forgive me for that in advance. All right. So that being said, let's jump in. Ready to get your CDL. CDL, by the way, stands for Commercial Driver's License. The first thing is you will find a school that you want to attend. And by the way, this is going to be based upon Texas. That being said, a lot of this stuff it's the same in most states. But anyway, you got to find a school that you want to go to. Once you sign up to go to the school, the first thing they're going to do is prepare you to go and take your test for your CLP, not CDL, CLP. That stands for Commercial Learner's Permit. You're going to take 4 tests to get this. That test will be on a computer, but general knowledge, combination, air brake, special requirements. Again, general knowledge is about a 50-question test. Air brake, combination, special requirements. Once you go and pass that, you will get your CLP. And again, that stands for Commercial Learner's Permit. You'll come back to the school, and now they're going to take you outside on what they call the pad. That just means you're outside. You're learning about the truck, how to do a pre-trip inspection, how to do air brakes, in-cab inspection, maneuvers, backing up, ultimately, eventually driving, teaching you everything you need to know, and things that you're going to be tested on when you go to the DPS or DMV to take the driving portion. You've taken the written portion. Now you go back and take the driving and maneuver portion. All right. So when you go back to take your actual test, that's going to consist of a couple of things. Number one, you're going to do your air brake test first. Then you're going to do your in-cab. Then you're going to do your pre-trip. Now, for those who know a little bit about this, you're saying, well, wait a minute, Kenny, isn't that all a pre-trip? Yes, it is. All of that falls up under the umbrella of a pre-trip inspection, but they're going to break it down into sections or segments. First, air brake test. Second, in-cab. Third, pre-trip inspection. That's where you're going to lift the hood up. You're going to talk about everything up under the hood, down to the coupling system, and we'll talk about that. The trailer, lights, etc. You're going to do that. That's the pre-trip inspection. Again, it's all one, but that's just how they break it down, at least here in the state of Texas. Okay. So I'm going to touch on some of this, not all of it, because we'd be here all day doing that. So let's talk a little bit about pre-trip inspection. But before we get to, and again, all this is pre-trip inspection, we're going to do the air brake portion first. So what does it look and sound like when you're doing your air brake test? Now, this is for a combination vehicle. It varies a little bit when you start talking about chartered buses, school buses, and things of that nature. But this is for tractor trailers, okay? All right. And let me go back real quick because you may have some questions as I go along. What is combination? So when you hear people refer to it as a 18-wheeler or a tractor trailer. Well, tractor trailer combination. Got your tractor, which is pulling your trailer. So that's the combination piece, okay? Let's see. So we're going to do air brake tests. That's the first thing you're going to do. So first thing you do when you do your air brake test is you're going to put your chalk down on your tires. You're going to get into the vehicle using 3 points of contact. You're going to put on your seatbelt, make sure it's properly latched and secure. You're going to look to make sure it's not cut, torn, or frayed. You'll actually say that. You'll get in using 3 points of contact. You put on your seatbelt, make sure it's properly latched and secure. It's not cut, torn, or frayed. All right. Once you do that, you're going to turn the key, put the vehicle or the ignition into safe start. And basically what that is going to allow is I got to look at my notes here. Let me see. This allow the ACC power to switch on. You're going to wait 3 to 5 seconds for the ABS and DEF dash lights to clear, and for the glow plug to preheat so you can start the engine. So I'm going to say that again for you. So when you put it in the safe start, this allows the ACC power to switch on. You want to wait 3 to 5 seconds for the ABS and the DEF dash lights to clear, and for the glow plug to preheat for engine start. Once that happens, you wait it. You see all of them clear, turn the ignition on. You want to turn the ignition on so you can build your air pressure. You're allowing the air brake system to stabilize, and that happens between 120 and 140 PSI. Standard is 125. Again, you're going to let your air pressure build up, stabilize, and that happens between 120 and 140 PSI. Standard is going to be 125. Once you reach that, you can verify it by 2 ways. Number one, you can look at the gauge. It'll tell you. But you'll also hear the brake system release valve expel. It'll make a psst sound like that. You'll hear it, and that's just letting you know you are between 120 and 140 PSI. Standard, again, is going to be 125. You will say that. All right. Once you get there, you're going to turn the ignition off, back to the safe start position. Not turning it back on, but the safe start position. Then you're going to push in both tractor and trailer valve. That's the yellow and red. If you've never seen it before, yellow is basically your tractor parking brakes. Red is your trailer brakes. You're going to push them both in. You'll feel the vehicle move just a little bit until it engaged that chalk that you put down right before you got into the truck. Okay, remember that? All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to do your air brake check applied test. That's when you're going to apply pressure to your service brake. You're going to hold it for 1 minute, and you're not going to lose no more than 4 PSI. Before you do this, you'll ask the examiner, do you want to time me, or is it okay if I time myself? So again, you're going to apply pressure on your service brake. Don't want to push it all the way to the floor, but just apply a little pressure, hold it for a minute. Don't lose no more than 4 PSI. When the minute is up, you'll tell the examiner, hey, my minute is up. I didn't lose no more than 4 PSI. At that point, you're going to move to your low pressure warning test. What is a low pressure warning test? Well, let me first talk about what it is that you do. You're going to fan your brakes, which means you're going to keep pumping them, pushing them. You're going to do that until your air pressure drops between 60 and 80 PSIs, no less than 55. At that point, you're going to get a low pressure warning light and a low pressure warning buzzer simultaneously. They're going to go off, the buzzer and the light. And again, that happens between 60 and 80 PSIs, no less than 55. You're going to verbally say that to the examiner. You're going to hear it go, beep, and the light will be on. And you'll say, okay, I'm between 60 and 80 PSI, no less than 55. My low pressure warning light and buzzer is now going off. They'll see that. Now you'll continue to do your pop out test. This is basically when you run out of air pressure and your tractor and trailer knobs are going to pop out. Okay. This happens between 20 and 45 PSI. So you'll say, I'm going to continue now to do my pop out test. I'm going to continue to fan my brake until my air pressure drops between 20 and 45 PSI, which then both tractor and trailer valves are going to pop out. The knobs are going to pop out. At that point, you will then restart your engine. You want to restabilize that air pressure, build it back up between what? That's right, 120 and 140 PSI. Your standard is going to always be 125. So 120 to 140 PSI, standard is 125. Again, once you get there, you can see it on your gauges, but you hear that expel sound go, psst. There you go. You build that air pressure back up. But while you're building it back up, you're going to get out of the vehicle. You're going to tell the examiner, I'm going to get out of the vehicle. You're going to turn your wheels to the left, release some of that pressure off that chalk, remove that chalk, get back in, 3 points of contact, put your seat back up, belt back on, make sure it's properly latched secure. It's not cut, torn, or frayed. Now you're going to do what we call a tug test. So you would push in your tractor brakes. That's the yellow one, tractor parking brakes. You'll push it in, put it in drive, push the accelerator. That's tugging. That's basically making sure your trailer brakes are holding. Okay. So again, we're pushing in our tractor brakes. That's the yellow one. Put it in drive, tugging the accelerator is going to tug. That's making sure your trailer brakes are holding. Once you do that, you'll pull that yellow valve back out, yellow parking brake, put it back in neutral. Now you're going to push in the red trailer brakes, put it in drive, push the accelerator, tug. You're now making sure your tractor brakes are holding. Does that make sense? So once you've done that, you've completed your tug test. And again, you're going to be verbalizing what you're doing, and you'll verbalize it before you do it. All right. So we've done our tug test. So now we will do our service brake test. And this is when you're going to push in both valves, put it in drive, and you'll move forward up to 5 miles an hour, at least in the state of Texas. And then you're going to press the service brake, come to a complete stop. Don't slam on the brakes. We'll roll 5 miles an hour, then you stop. Sometimes that vary depending on how much space they have, but standard is 5 miles an hour, again, in the state of Texas. At that point, you've completed your air brake test. Then you move on to your in-cab test. That's when you're going to check your left signal, your right signal, your high beam lights, your low beam light, your city horn, your air horn. You're going to make sure your windshield wipers are working. You're going to make sure your windshield wiper fluid is working. They're spraying the cleaning up on the window. Make sure your windshield is flushed and nothing's coming on the inside. You're going to make sure it's properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. There is no illegal stickers that's impeding your vehicle. You'll say all of this. You'll talk about your 6 fuses in your overhead compartment. You'll talk about that 10 BC fire extinguisher. Pin is in place. You talk about the reflectors, I think 3 triangle reflectors up under your bunk in the back. All of these things, and I'm kind of giving you the edited version. This is an in-cab inspection. Once you've done all of that, you also want to make them get out and do an external light inspection. They'll do this for left. They'll do this for right. They'll tell you do your 4 ways, tell you to blow your horn, high beam, low beam. They're going to also walk down and make sure your clearance light, your marker lights on your trailer is working. They're going to make sure the brakes on your trailer is working. And now you'll start on your pre-trip. Again, all of this is part of the pre-trip, but you'll go and let your hood up. But before you do that, you'll be, I believe again, it's been almost 20 years. You'll be in front of the tractor trailer and you'll say something like, as I approach my vehicle, I'm making sure there's no leaks, leans, or puddles, which may indicate bad suspension, low tire pressure, bad hoses. My clearance lights are properly mounted secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. The wires are not burned, cut, torn, or frayed. There's no moisture or debris, yada, yada, yada. You'll do the same thing on your monitoring device, which is your mirrors, properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. There's no illegal stickers that would impede my vision. You'll say that. You'll let the hood up. And I think the first thing you'll talk about, depending on the way I did it, again, I'm looking at my notes, it's been a minute, talk about your windshield wiper reservoir. This is what they want to hear you say. It's properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. Shows no signs of leaks. It's filled to the manufacturer specification between add and full. Let's see. The cap is present and tight. It's also not cracked, bent, or broken. The hoses, clamps, and electrical lines are properly mounted and secure with no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, and the wires are not burnt, cut, torn, or frayed. You will actually say it that way. Same thing with the coolant reservoir. You'll say the same spill, all cap, same thing, properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It shows no signs of leaks. Let's see. Cap is present and tight. And if I was to demonstrate, I would pull it out, wipe it clean, reinsert it, pull it back out, and it should read between add and full. Power steering reservoir. Let's see. Properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Shows no signs of leaks. And it is filled to the manufacturer specification. The cap is present and tight. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. The hoses and clamps are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, with no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. And it is connected to my gearbox, I think with 2 U-joints, and it's properly lubricated. All right. So again, there's a lot. You're going to talk about, what else? Spring hangers, leaf springs, airbag mount, shock absorbers, electrical lines. You're going to talk about the coupling system. And when you're doing your steering gearbox, properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, let's see, no signs of abrasion, bulges, or cuts, and it's connected to the pitman arm. And I think the pitman arm is connected to the drag link Then you get into your tire ride, which goes all the way from the driver's side to the passenger side. It's a lot. It's a lot. But once you have learned that, and like I said, depending on your school, some schools could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I've seen it go all the way up to 7 and 8 weeks. Once you're doing that every single day, then you're going to practice maneuvering. That's backing that tractor trailer up in a straight line. That's doing maneuvers. You're going to do what they call an offset, also known as parallel parking. You're going to do that. And for some people, that's really tough because it's totally opposite from your car. Now, when you turn the tractor trailer to the right going forward, it acts just like your car, except you got a 53-foot trailer back there. When you're backing up, it's the opposite. If you turn that steering wheel to the right, your trailer is going to be going to the left. If you turn your steering wheel to the left, that trailer is going to go to the right. It's confusing, right? So you're going to learn all of that. And once you do that, now it's time for you to go take your test for your CDL. We have a CLP, but now we're going to go take the test to get the CDL. That's the commercial driver's license. So again, when you get there, they're gonna check your vehicle, make sure all the paperwork, insurance, and all those things, inspection is good. They're gonna look at your learner's permit. They're gonna make sure you got your medical card, and then they're gonna jump in the vehicle, and you're gonna jump in and do your air brake, end cap, and you're gonna get out, do the pre-trip inspection, and then you will do your maneuvers. Going to pull up, making sure the front of your bumper hits a box. You're going to back out of that box completely, making sure your front bumper is with the cones in front of your front bumper. Then you're going to pull out and do your offset, back in again, parallel parking, and where your back bumper is in the box. I think you honk your horn on all these different maneuvers. And then once you do that, you go driving. At the time of this recording, the driving test about 35, 45 minutes. Again, when I took it, it was about 10 minutes, but that was almost 20 years ago. So that is the edited version of the process of getting your CDL. If I go through every single step, and I went through every single step, I just didn't verbalize it. It's a lot. It's not something hard, but you have to study. No way you can win without studying. I will say this: when you decide to go to school, I would start studying. You can get the study material from your DMV, DPS is what we call it here in Texas. You can get all study material, so you can go and take your test, get your CLP, commercial learner's permit. So when you go to school, you're already a step ahead of everybody. That will get you out on the pad a lot sooner. Start working on pre-trip, air brake, end cap, under the hood, and maneuvers. And so you can get, be ahead of the game. So I hope that this has helped. I got a phone call coming in. I got to go. If you have any questions, you can put a comment in the box, or you can send me an email, boxtruckkenny@gmail.com. Again, Merry Christmas. It's less than 20 minutes, so wasn't that bad. All right, it was good seeing you all again. If you're coming back, if you're new, it's good seeing you for the first time. All right, hope this helped, and good luck on getting your CDL, your commercial driver's license. I didn't mention, by the way, you can get endorsements. So if you want to do doubles and triples, I haven't seen too many triples in Texas, but doubles, FedEx, they haul doubles. They get those little 28 putt trailers and hook them together. That's doubles. What else? Tankers. Get tankers and hazmat. To me, those are two most important endorsements you can get. Tankers, hazmat. And I think in the state of Texas, good for 5 years. But it really opens up a lot of opportunities. Get your TWIC card as well, too. It's good to have. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it has been helpful. And we'll see you on the next one. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.